Hi, in my last video we talked about the best places to live in Tooele County, and so this week I wanted to talk about one of those best places, which is Stansbury Park. We're going to dive a little bit more into Stansbury Park and let you know what life would be like if you chose to live there. One of the best reasons to live in Stansbury Park is because there are so many amenities there. So let's just kind of go through them a little bit. So the first thing that a lot of people look for is close to a golf course. Stansbury Park has a golf course. It's an 18-hole golf course. It's called Stansbury Park Golf Course, so it's pretty easy to find, and it's right in the center of Stansbury Park. So everything else kind of goes around it. The streets were all Country Club and Lakeview that originally were there, and they just kind of circled around Stansbury, and golf course is right in the center. So if you like golfing, it's a great place to be. A lot of people just have golf carts and they just drive right to the golf course. So it's really cute. It's a pretty course, a lot of water features. Another great thing about Stansbury is that there is a lake. There's a mill pond and a lake. I think the mill pond feeds into the lake. The lake is man-made, and it's something like 110 acres with this man-made lake. And so it's a really great attraction for those who live there and those who don't, because you can go there even if you don't live there. I'm not sure if you're supposed to or not, but I've never been checked. But anyway, the lake, you can't take motorized watercraft on there, but you can take rafts and canoes and paddle boats and paddle boards, and kids even swim there. And then there's a lot of different fish in the water. It is catch and release. So my boys used to really love to go fishing there because they could find like really big fish. I'm not a fish person, so to me it's like this. My boys would probably say it's like this. But anyway, they could catch really big fish and then throw them back because they don't eat fish anyway. They just love to fish. So it's a really great place for that, and a great place to take families fishing. And it's a beautiful lake. There's a lot of homes that are actually on the lake, so that's the only place really in Tooele County, except one other kind of out by Vernon where you can live on a little water ski lake, but there in Stansbury is the only place you can live on a lake in Tooele County, and you can have a home on the lake with a little boat dock, and you can watch the ducks and the geese and have people play and fish and do all of the things that would be lake life right here, kind of in the desert. So that's pretty cool amenity to have, is that lake there in Stansbury Park. And I know sometimes in the summertime they have the different, they have certain nights of the week where there's food trucks that come around, but always there is a snow cone truck right there in the parking lot of the lake, and so that's pretty cool. Right next to the lake is the Stansbury Park swimming pool. And it's a big rectangular pool, goes from 3 feet to 9 feet. And then there's also a smaller kiddie pool. It is open to residents and non-residents. It says on their website, and there is a fee to get in. But you can go there if you're a resident or non-resident. There's also a tennis court there, and a lot of like park area and walking trails and stuff. So it's just kind of a really cool community gathering area. There's a clubhouse there that you can rent for activities or events. And then, of course, the golf course is right across the street. So it's just a really neat area, and it draws people there for that. Stansbury Park has 15 parks, and those parks consist of 70 acres of park area with 15 miles of linear trails. So there's a lot of area that you can go and just be out in nature. They do say that they have that their parks have rentable pavilions, picnic areas, playgrounds, sports fields, basketball courts, pickleball courts, tennis courts, disc golf, a skate park, restrooms, and walking trails. So you have pretty much everything you want. There's 15 of them, so it's probably unlikely that you would have them that would be overcrowded. So there's a lot of space, a lot of open space that you can enjoy in Stansbury Park. A lot of the sporting events on the weekends, the flag football and tackle football and soccer, all happen on some of the bigger fields there. So for grocery shopping in Stansbury, there is a Solberg's Market. There's also one in Grantsville. I believe they are Associated Foods, so your prices are going to be similar to Macy's. They're great little stores. They have home decor section and a wonderful bakery, and their birthday cakes are really yummy. And then, most people, I think, in the area do their grocery shopping there. You could go as far as Smith's in Tooele or Walmart, Lucky's, things like that, but I think most people probably stay right there. So it's nice to have that grocery store really close. For dining in Stansbury Park, there is the Hug House restaurant, which does catering and dining. They have a really yummy Cobb salad and really yummy pink cookies. And there's a pizza place there that's really great as well. They're kind of in a strip mall, so I think there's a few other little places kind of dotting there and over by the Solbergs as well. For your gas stations, there's a Maverick and a Holiday, and then there's also a big car wash there. And there is a Tractor Supply, so you can go get your chicken feed, or you can go, get some of your minor home repair items at the Tractor Supply. So those are the things that are the closest to there. For anything else, you would go into Salt Lake or you would go into Tooele. Now for the schools in Stansbury. There are quite a few elementary schools in Stansbury Park. There's Stansbury Park Elementary, there's the Rose Springs Elementary, there is Old Mill Elementary, and then there's also Bottom Mill Academy, which is a charter school, and Excelsior Academy, which is only like a 5-minute drive, is right close too. So there's 2 charter schools, 3 elementary schools. There's also a junior high coming soon. I don't think that it's not showing up on the website yet, so it must not be completed. And then there's Stansbury High School. You can research all of the schools a little bit more by going to tooeleschools.org, and that will give you a list of all of the different schools within Tooele County. And if you're looking specifically for Stansbury, it'll show you all the schools there, and you can find out a little bit more about them and go to each of their websites. For health and dental, I could find about 4 different doctor's offices, and there may have been more, but there was like 8 dental offices. So for your health and wellness, there's plenty there in Stansbury Park for that. There's a University of Utah clinic, there's a after hours urgent care, there's pediatric offices, there's pediatric dentistry, so there's a little bit of all of that. So you really don't have to go further than Stansbury Park for any of your health or wellness unless you need it in a hospital. So I think that that's a great benefit of living in that area. Okay, so for the commute. So Stansbury Park is only 23 minutes from the Salt Lake International Airport. About 40 minutes to downtown Salt Lake, unless you're trying to get there during rush hour traffic, and then it's going to be a little bit more. But and then you're 15 minutes to Tooele the other direction. So Stansbury kind of is in the middle. So you have got Salt Lake here, and then you come I-80 out, and you've got Stansbury, and then you go out to Tooele through there. So now that you're familiar with Stansbury Park City, and now we'll talk about the housing market, which is probably what brought you here anyway. So I pulled up some listings, and I just pulled up everything in Stansbury. It gave me the high of 660 today, which is weird because another one told me that the high was 995, but the highest listing it would pull me today was 660. And that is for just over 4,000 square feet, and that's on a 0.21 acre lot, so a 1/5 of an acre lot. Over on our low end is the lowest priced home in Stansbury Park right now is 209, and that is a condo in the Mill Ponds. They are a little bit older, built in 1973, and 1,224 square feet, and that is. Of course, it's 0.07. It's like a condo section of a lot. So that's kind of your high and low. Now let's give you a little bit of the mid price range here. So mid price. Okay, so your mid price is going to be in the high 4s and 5s. So we'll look here at a home, 539,000, just under 3,000 square feet, and that's a 4-bed, 3-bath. And that one is on 0.20. Of these listings, like the highest, not the highest, but the largest lot that I found was a 0.27, and then of course the smallest lot besides a condo was like 0.11. So some of the neighborhoods, your homes are going to be a lot closer together. Your lots are going to be smaller, and then you have other neighborhoods that you're going to have a bigger lot, and a lot of those would have room for a 3-car garage, and so you kind of can get a little bit of everything within there. Now, of these homes, a lot of them are new construction, but there are quite a few that are not. So in Stansbury Park, you can find homes that were just barely built, brand new construction, or you can find homes that were built back in the 70s. So you have a broad range. You're close around the golf course and those country clubs and those lake views, you're going to find a little bit of older homes. A lot of them have been updated, but and then on kind of the outskirts of the golf course area where they've started doing the new construction, you'll find them, all the way back to 2000 and all the way up to now. So, and they're still building. Irie's still building there. Richmond's still building there. There's still a lot of new construction going on in the Stansbury Park area. Now, you will have an HOA fee in the Stansbury Park area. Obviously, with all of those amenities, they have to pay for it somehow. So there will be an HOA regardless of where you live in Stansbury Park. But it's going to differ based on so within the community, there's a lot of different subdivisions and a lot of different sizes of homes within the subdivision. So that's going to determine what your HOA fees might be and what amenities are within each subdivision within the community. So there are HOA fees that are as cheap as $10 a month, all the way up to HOA fees that are as high as $300 a month. I couldn't find any that were higher than that, but those, mostly I think the highest ones are the townhomes. Because obviously the HOA takes care of everything, where most of the communities, the HOAs are not so much because they're just taking care of the open space. They're not coming in and doing any snow plowing or anything like that. So unfortunately, for those of you who hate HOAs, I know people are totally against them. I kind of love them because I like my neighbor to be accountable to keep their house and their yard nice, because I keep my house and yard nice. So I love them, but you talk to my son or my brother or anybody really in my family and they hate them because they want to be able to do whatever they want. But I want to do what I want to, but I want my house to look nice and I want my neighbor's house to look nice, and sometimes you need somebody to tell them to do that. So anyway, that's my little spiel on HOA. So when you're buying a home in a new city, you're not just going to fall in love with the home, you're going to fall in love with the community. So it's important to find a community and a neighborhood that has all of the amenities that you're looking for. Just to start, growing your roots there. My name is Tammy Griffith. I'm with Premier Utah Real Estate. Our information is in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next week.